Writer and comedian Josh Gondelman has been performing and writing comedy for more than 20 years. Something tells me he knows what he's doing. He's known as the nicest guy in comedy. Gondelman is out with a new special. It's called Positive Reinforcement. Of course it is. In it, he takes on everything from obscure baked goods to getting older.
I have a friend who's a middle school English teacher because I'm a secondhand good person. And my friend Kaylee told me that the teenagers in her class refer to the 90s, which is when I became a teenager. Today's teenagers refer to the 90s as the late 1900s. Oh, no. We can't be doing that yet. That's not factually wrong, but that's not morally correct to do to a person of my age. I could have a heart condition, apparently. I know I'm not as young as I used to be, but I'm not ready to admit that I'm from another century, that I'm a 1900s kid. That's my BuzzFeed quiz now. Like, only 1900s kids will remember VCRs and Victory Gardens. No, thank you.
We're happy to say that Josh Gondelman, I know, very cool. Tony just said very cool.
Thank you.
I'm so fascinated, Josh, by your delivery and your persona as a nice guy, because talking to you, it really doesn't seem a persona with you.
Well, I'm a great actor, and I'm just an absolute monster off camera. So thank you for letting me know the act is working.
No, but how did it come about? Because it's not like you're this big, outsized personality. You're just very calm, very level-headed, even in your delivery. How did this happen for you?
I think it starts off that I come to stand up from a writing perspective, and it took me a while to really find my footing and find how I was going to present myself on stage. And then I realized, oh, just be you, like what everybody was saying from the beginning. And I think I have a very friendly manner in real life, and it comes across on stage.
Yeah, it does.
But this whole aging concern,
Yeah.
are you genuinely concerned or
Because how old are you, Josh?
I turned 40 this January.
Oh, boy.
And which is not that old, but
It's
it hurt. Look, I'm a big fan of Assemblymember Mamdani, but it does hurt to know I am significantly older than the next mayor of New York City, probably.
Oh,
It hurts. I'm older. I didn't realize I was mayor years old.
Yeah, that is weird. It is a weird feeling.
It is a weird feeling when you find out like the elected officials are younger than you.
Yeah, basketball coaches now.
Yeah.
Some of them, I'm like, that's not right. I'm a big Celtics fan. I look at Joe Mazzulla and I'm like, you just need to age up a little bit for me to feel comfortable with this.
So you mentioned that you came from a background in writing. You and I first met. You worked at Last Week Tonight with
Yes.
John Oliver, where my wife works. You also worked at Desus and Mero as a writer.
Yeah.
How did you? Were you always a stand-up comedian who was writing, or were you writing to become a stand-up comedian?
I started stand-up when I was 19, and I got bullied into it by a childhood friend, because we had another friend.
Bullied how?
Is he still a friend?
He is still a friend. My buddy Dan Levy, he plays in punk bands. He has a great band called In the Meantime. And we had another friend that had started doing stand-up, and he was like, well, what's Joe got that you don't have? Why aren't you doing this if he's doing this? You always talk about wanting to do it. And so I just finally was like, oh, okay, and started doing stand-up comedy, and that was the summer of 2004.
It's your life observations that I think are so funny. Like you have a bit in your stand-up where you talk about you're irritated with people that won't accept the they, them, their pronouns because they have other ways of referring to people. Could you just talk about that for a
Yeah,
second?
that's right. I mean, I just think it's such a small, kind thing to do is to like open your heart and your brain up to who people tell you they are and who they are, right?
Yeah.
And I think some people have real trouble with they and them, and yet they'll refer to their favorite sports team as we. And it's like, that plural pronoun doesn't include you, man. You're I, they're them.
Yeah.
But they
We
do
who
it.
had nothing to do with the team.
Nothing to
Yeah,
do with the team.
yeah.
Didn't even make it to a game in person this season, perhaps. And I do that too. I go to a Celtics game, I go to a Liberty game, I'm like, we're up big! And it's like, I did not help at all. I got a call from my agent on the way here this morning. They told me I might not even go in the first round of the NBA draft. That hurt. It hurt.
So usually the joke is on somebody in comedy. You have this reputation for being the nice guy of comedy, the nicest of all guys in comedy. How did you stake out that lane?
I tried a bunch of other stuff. Like when I started, I was just really throwing spaghetti against the wall, and I got a real carby floor as stuff slid down. And it just made sense that I sound more on stage like I do off stage. And I think I'm at my best as a performer when I'm being warmer and more inviting, and when I'm a little bit more aggressive or edgy, people don't take it as well.
You also made a name for yourself with your pep talks. Can you just close us out with a great pep talk in less than 30 seconds?
Of course.
Pep talks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Things can get better than they are now, and you can always be a part of that. And I think that's a really beautiful way to look at the world. And I think it starts, honestly, Friday night at 8 with watching my special when it premieres on YouTube. But there's other stuff you can do too. Unionize your workplace, join a political campaign.
And watch morning television.
And watch morning television, that's right.
Of course.
That's right.
Thank you.
Josh Gondelman,
So good to have you, Josh.
thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Continued success.
Such a pleasure.
Positive reinforcement will be available on Blonde Medicine's YouTube page starting on Friday, as Josh said. The album version streams everywhere you get your audio on July 11th.